Let's do this, Chris. Let's go.
We're going to call the Emmaus Borough Council meeting to order here for September 3rd, 2024. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up on our agenda is Personal Appeals Part 1. I don't know if we have anyone in the audience for a personal appeal. We'll check our online guests.
Go ahead and unmute him. He's a reporter. Yeah, he shouldn't have anything, but go ahead and hit.
All right, hearing none. Does anyone have a community minute to bring forward? Anybody have anything on Labor Day? Nothing?
I will make the announcement that Director of Emergency Services, John Price, his last day is on Thursday. His official retirement isn't until November, but his last physical day is on Thursday. And as I've said before, without rehashing all of that, we thank him for everything that he's done for us and wish him the best of luck.
Any more? We have no special presentations. Do I have a motion to accept August 19th council meeting minutes? Mr. Labenberg, second. Ms. Watt, any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? 7 ayes. We do have a decision on an ambulance lease that we need to make, and it is recommended that we take the lease option from Braun Ambulance.
You want me to go through it?
I mean, I have it here.
Okay.
You wanna?
I can run through it real quick.
Okay.
So you see my memorandum. We, per the recommendation of the Budget and Finance Committee, we sought 3 and 4 leases, 3 and 4 year leases, looking at both monthly and yearly options. On the second page of the memorandum, into the third page, it shows you the breakdown of the 3 banks or corporations that bid on it. Based on the lowest cost of the loan, overall, it is my recommendation that Borough Council contracts Tax Exempt Leasing Corporation for a 3-year lease, paid annually, not monthly. You can see the monthly is much more expensive, which is surprising to me, but the annual lease for 3 years, the cost of the loan is by far the least.
I'll make a motion that we accept not accept, but go for the loan that is recommended with the terms recommended.
Motion by Mr. Labenberg. Is there a second? Mr. Anders, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? 7 ayes. Next up, we have a couple communications. First is a letter of resignation from Joe Fritz from the Emmaus Arts Commission, effective September 1st. And the next communication is from the Emmaus Rotary Club. They're requesting an event next year. That I think we will send to Parks and Rec, or do you want to CRD it?
It's at Community Park, so I would probably say Parks and Rec.
So we'll send that to Parks and Rec. Go ahead.
I have a comment for the second one and a question for the first one.
Sure.
How many positions do we have on the commission? Is it 11 or 9? I don't remember.
It's I believe that one is the 11, and we have
I
like
think it is 11. And what are we
7
down to?
openings.
Because
Yeah,
we had
we're down to 4.
lost quite a few.
We're down to 4, 5. We're down to 5.
Not down 4, down 2.
Down
4.
2. Yeah,
Okay.
down to 4 or 5. I think we're
And-
down to 5. Right.
And then
Kate?
I just want to point out on that Rotary Club event request, which I totally support. But if you look at the sheet, it's saying that it's cleaning up till 11 o'clock at night. So we might want to look at that, maybe shorten that an hour. Just if nobody caught that. That's all.
Anybody else have anything else? Borough Engineers Report, we have none. Solicitors Report,
No report.
Unfinished Business Part 1, we have none. New Business, we have none. Unfinished Business Part 2, we have none. Does anyone have any items that are not on the agenda they'd like to bring forward? Hearing none. Madam Mayor's Report.
No report.
Right into committee reports. First up, Public Works, Mr. Anders.
Thank you, Mr. President. We do have one item for official action this evening, and that is to fill the position for Public Works. And with that, I'm going to defer to my fellow councilman here who was in on the interviews today. And go ahead, Brett.
Yes, the committee the makeshift committee made a recommendation to hire, help me out with the second name. It was Ben, I forget the last name.
Harrison.
Harrison. And like to recommend him for full-time employment with the Public Works Department, contingent upon background check.
Motion by Mr. Labenberg. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Watt, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Congratulations, Ben.
So yeah, I'd like to introduce, Ben is actually in attendance tonight. So welcome. And I'll be reaching out tomorrow, obviously, for paperwork. All right.
Congratulations. With that, I do have nothing else for official action this evening. Our next meeting is September 9th at 4:45. I will not be in attendance. However, I know due to some recent work travel restrictions, we will still have a meeting. Kate has graciously said she would sit in for myself. So we will have some items to discuss. It's 4:45 on September 9th. That'll be via Zoom and or in person, Shane. It's up to you.
So we'll be here in person because the budget requests are submitted to me that day. So I will have,
Yeah.
that'll all be spread out for
Thank
the
you.
committee.
And on it, I do want to thank the fellow council personnel for helping out here with the interview process. The last two hires, unfortunately, I was not able to sit in on. And also Kristen, who had gathered a lot of the candidates and did a screening and got them together for the council to interview. So thank you, Kristen, as well.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
With that, I will report progress.
Thank you. Next up, Health, Sanitation and Codes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Not much to report on, just continuing with the clarification of notes with zoning ordinance. I met with Eric and Brent last week. We're going to meet again the week of the 9th to continue to make clarifications. Tomorrow is a Saldo meeting. Jason, what time is that going to be?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. So if anybody wants to join a Saldo meeting, they're going to continue to roll forward on that. There's a lot here that we're cleaning up, and the help of Councilwoman Shanna is going to be helping us with editing as well. So, assisting. So thank you for your assistance in that. But our next meeting is Tuesday, September 17th at 4:45 here in Council Chambers or Community Room.
Thank you. Up next is Parks and Recreation, Mr. Hunshide.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have nothing for official action, but a couple things to report. First, after a few small delays, the Laura Street Playground is now finally complete and up and running. It looks great. I stopped out there last week. There were a couple of young children and their mother there having a great time, just loving the playground. So thanks to Public Works for their installation there. They really did a great job. If you haven't been out yet, check it out. And I know there will be some more information coming as far as official grand opening and ribbon cutting. And then yesterday marked the official end of our pool season. So I have some numbers to report. For the swimming pool fees, we budgeted 140,000 this year and set an all-time record with $175,310. That is over $20,000 more than our last record, which was in 2022. Concessions, we budgeted 60,000 and ended at $64,311.25. Not a record, but still above last year's. So the numbers at the pool this year, extremely impressive. Want to thank Tiffany Reed, who ran the pool and concessions, Jonathan White, our parks director, all the lifeguards, the staff, public works. It takes a ton of people to make that pool work as well as it did. So I just want to thank all of them and looking forward to having them all back next summer. That's all I have. Our next meeting is September 19th at 4:45, and I'll report progress.
Thank you. Next up is public safety. Ms. Baumgartner.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have no items for official action. Our next meeting will be Wednesday, September 11th at 9 a.m. I report progress.
Thank you. General Administration, Mr. Labenberg.
Yes, nothing to report, but we are interviewing banks tomorrow, 4 different banks. Hopefully get a new banker and,
That's in budget and finance, right?
oh, I'm on both, so.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't.
Make your head
Right.
spin.
Okay.
All right, I'll defer that to budget and finance. Our meeting is tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and I report progress.
Thank you. And to piggyback on that, they do just flow together very well. Budget and finance. We only have one item for official action tonight, which I'll get to. But first on the agenda was our budget performance for August is attached. If anyone has any questions, Mr. Labenberg.
Well, first of all, I noticed that our real estate and our earned income tax is way ahead, so that's great to see. But I did have a question on the non-emergency ambulance. It was 0 for the month, and I'm just wondering what's going on there. So,
Yeah, so that's a hang up right now with the billing company and software. That's not because we didn't do any transports.
okay, good.
Yeah, the money is moving. It's an issue that we've had. I think we've talked to public safety about it a little bit. They had some issues with some software.
And I'm not sure if I saw it last month, but this month I saw it, so I don't know how far back that goes.
Yeah, so it's not because they're not transporting.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And also attached is our significant revenue and expenses for August. But what I'll need tonight is a motion to approve resolution 2024-21, and that is our bill list, and it's as follows. Bill list is $156,434.54. We have payroll 17 of $204,892.18. Payroll taxes of $64,608.53 for a grand total of $425,935.25. And that would be done this September 3rd. Anyone to make a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Labenberg, a second.
Second.
Ms. Baumgartner, any discussion?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Under clerical, they bought an air tag. I'm just wondering what we use air tags for in clerical.
So those air tags,
Right, they track things.
no,
No?
that's not what it's these things for
Oh,
the fobs.
okay.
Because they're breaking off.
Did
and
not know they were
getting
called
lost.
that.
Yeah.
I call them a key fob. Also, just wondering how we're doing on electric bills since we came to the new building with all the refurbished lighting and if we're lower than estimate or close.
No, we're definitely not lower than estimate.
So we're way off?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And
Um,
then.
not because, I mean, again, when we talked about it last year, we said it was a guess.
Yeah, we
Um,
didn't know. There's
For
no
this
way.
budget year, now that we've been in here actually exactly a year today, I think. Now we know what to be looking for in terms of kilowatt hours for next year
Okay.
moving forward.
And then that leads me to my next question. Electric and gas rates, we were locked in for X amount of time. Do we know when they expire?
Yeah, so
Because
gas expires next month. So we're actually in that process now. Electric, I think we have one more year.
I would assume that gas is going to go up a little
Oh,
bit.
absolutely. They've made it very clear. So
And
we're
electrics next year,
electrics next year.
still a little hope there.
We're gonna look at trying to do kind of the auction type
Okay.
of thing with the gas.
We were
Uh,
successful with that.
Well, and now that this building is on gas, you know, that demand is a little bit higher, so we might be able to get some better rates.
And lastly, on page 21, there was a credit card charge for an annual fire extinguisher services for almost $3,900. I'm just wondering why we're putting that on a credit card
I have
and
no
not writing
idea
a
why.
check.
I have no idea why it was on a.
Shouldn't that be a check?
Yeah.
All right. Can we follow up on that?
Sure. What page?
Page 21. That's all I have. Thank you.
There's motion. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Oppose? 7 ayes. Our next meeting is tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And with that, I'll report progress. Community Relations Planning and Development, Ms. Watt.
We have nothing for official action. Our next meeting is Tuesday, September 10th at 5 p.m.
Mr. Anders?
I just wanted to let council know the other day during my walk, if you haven't had a chance to see the apartment complex that's going to be built up on 4th Street, they have knocked down almost all of the buildings and started stripping land. It's kind of exciting considering we know what that area was and you know, the blight that area was. There's definitely they're starting progress up there, so it's good for our development. The other question I had for Shana, I did notice that it seemed the Turkey Hill area was being cleaned up and we'll say cleaned up. And I guess that's some progress for development.
No, it's not.
It's better than nothing.
But it's
there.
not progress for development.
Well,
So despite what people think, Dairy Queen is not being built over there. Okay, so it's.
I know
we just
that.
Put it out there right now. We sent them a notice that they would pay $1,000 a day if they didn't get the site cleaned up. Because we have sent letter after letter after letter. So their attorney has finally responded and the site is now cleaned. They have planted grass. They have committed to maintaining. And so at the very least, we got that out of them. Oh, right.
It's at least.
We
clean.
have we have realtors calling all the time and we keep forwarding the information. What they do moving forward is a corporate decision. And unfortunately, that corporation is no longer located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So it's a very big challenge of ours communicating back and forth, unfortunately. But at least it looks
It looks presentable.
presentable.
Yeah.
That's a small victory. It's still a victory.
Thank you.
Thank you. Attached, you'll find some boards and commission minutes. Personal appeals part 2. Does anyone have a personal appeal to bring forward? Anybody online?
Did you unmute?
Yeah, they don't. Oops.
Right, hearing none. Anyone in the audience?
Good.
Hearing none. Borough Managers Report.
Hopefully it says nothing. Oh, Robert Llewellys has completed his probationary period as a part-time firefighter, so we are going to retain him. As you can see, doing well. So happy to report that Robert has finished his probationary period. Other than that, budget requests are due from department managers next Monday. They're all moving forward and putting their information into our new software program. So we will see how that goes. Council, if you're having trouble in whatever training it has for you, let me know. I have to go through all the modules, so I'm not exactly sure what your modules are. If you don't think that they're helpful and there's something else, we can kind of talk through that. I think at Budget and Finance on Wednesday, we'll talk about that a little bit. Maybe you can show me what your modules are and whether or not they're helpful. So other than that, I will report progress. The fund starts next Monday.
All right, under President's business, I have nothing. We have no executive session. Is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Mr. Labenberg, second. Mr. Anders, discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned at 6:21.
Gene, are we meeting in person? Good one.